Thanks. Welcome everybody.
Hi.
Carla, welcome.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Another wonderful edition of Grace Live here, showing a couple machines. We're excited.
Yes.
Right? We have two wonderful machines we're going to show. One in particular, we're going to feature a machine out of the two here. But because we're live, as always, please feel free to submit your questions, any thoughts that you might have, even from the previous shows, anything that you might want to ask about, feel free to ask. We're open, and that's why we do live videos, so we can interact with you, the user. Right. So any questions at all, please feel free to ask. But we have Carla in here today.
Yeah.
And my name is Mark, and what we're going to do is we're going to show the two long arms that we have.
Right.
What are your thoughts, Carla, on the two machines that we have shown?
Well, I love them both. The 19-inch is just a simple, easy quilting machine, which you can dedicate to just quilting. Very easy to manage, very light. It is on sale right now, and why don't you give them the price?
Oh, hope everybody's sitting for this one, because it is a great price. This month is on sale for $54.99, and normally it's $7,000 on sale. So it's a huge discount. Wonderful machine on sale. So please, and it works with all of our frames.
Right.
Our hoop frames that we've done videos on in the past, our queen frame, and the Continuum that is on now. So it's compatible with all those frames.
Yeah, but for only $500 more.
Yes, $500.
Yes. You get a longer arm machine, and this is our 21-inch machine. So you get 21 inches of quilting area. So, yeah, tell me a little bit more about the pricing.
That is just phenomenal. 21 inches for $500 more. You can go to the longest arm that we have at 21 inches. This machine is fantastic. It's adjustable handles, so we can adjust in comfort. So let's go ahead and twist those down. We're going to go ahead and show.
And
so
they kind of
and they telescope out.
Yeah.
So those who maybe, I don't know,
challenged by height.
Yes, challenged by height. Instead of reaching all the way to the back, we can telescope these handles out. So now you can quilt in comfort. So that is a nice feature of the 21-inch machine. The other feature it does is you can move the handles lower or to the side. So you can have it up, or you can have it down, so you can quilt the way you want to quilt. So there's not a really wrong way to use these handlebars.
Now, quilting with it down, it just makes it easier for you to get down in there and quilt your small stitches. Yeah, just makes it more comfortable to be able to adjust the handles the way you're quilting at that time. Absolutely.
Now, a lot of the questions we get, Carla, is just because it's a long arm, it could be scary, intimidating, I can't handle it, or even the cost. And we'll get into the cost because, well, we already said it was $500 more than this, so you already know where this is at. Yeah. It's at $6,000 for this machine. Normally it's $8,000, so wonderful sale. But let's talk about some of maybe why people get intimidated. Why would anybody feel like they couldn't use a long arm when they're coming from their domestic machine?
It's a little different feel. I mean, it's just works the same way, the same specifics, because you don't have feed dogs on the machine, and it's a dedicated quilting machine. So as you're threading it, it's not hard to do at all. In fact, I think it's easier than a domestic machine to thread this machine here, and you have different modes of quilting, so you can really make it your own. Instead of just a basic stitch that's not regulated, you get stitch regulation with this machine. It's included, and so that means that as you move, your stitches are going to be more consistent, and they're going to stay prettier, and you can adjust your stitches per inch up and down, so you can quilt and design your quilts the way you like for a more pleasing quilt.
Absolutely. Before we get into some of the features, let's see if there's any questions that we can help answer. Are there any questions, Jarek, that we could feel free to read them?
You know, this machine here, I just want to say, only work on our Continuum frame, our 8-foot frame, or the Continuum King, or our 12-foot frame. So it doesn't work on the hoop frames because it's so long, but.
Absolutely. All right, Jake. So just got the machine, so I'm looking forward to tips. Well, there's a lot of tips, and they're easy tips. We talk about just how user-friendly it is. One of the tips that I would suggest, or for me letting you know, is just use it. Don't be scared. Out of the box, it's easy to set up, and then put it on your frame, and just use the buttons and be familiar with what the buttons do. Right. And we'll go over the button feature, so it would help out. But it's just really simple. And
it comes with a bobbin winder as well. So if you need to wind your bobbins, yeah, it's included. And it's just right here on top. So that's another nice feature that you can include with that. So shall we get into it? Queen frame has 15 between the front.
So we're just reading a question right now.
Yes, you would have to get the Continuum frame as well. So you would be upgrading your full system, but if you call your dealer or call us, yeah, we can let you know what it would cost.
Good question, Beth. What other questions we have here we could answer? We try to do more of these interactions with you, the user. So the more questions you have, if we just keep going on, we miss some of these questions. So we want to try to get as many questions as we can. And then we'll get into some of the features.
If you go to the website, you can watch the videos on how to set up the frames and the machines. So yes, go to the website, look for our tutorials or links and on our instructions on how to set them up.
Yep. Now there's one I saw on here. It says, does it work with my GMQ Pro frame? So no, it won't. But let's get them a new frame.
Yes.
So who wrote that question?
Sell your GMQ Pro.
Yeah, who was that question, the GMQ Pro?
Rebecca P.
So yeah, Rebecca, feel free to contact us, and let's see what we can do to get you a frame that we service more, and one that will hold the 21-inch machine.
Right.
Okay. So we'll get to some of the questions a little later. Let's see. We got one more. How long is the frame? I think you missed it. So
8, 10, or 12.
Yes. 8, 10, or 12. So perfect size.
Feet.
Yeah, feet, not inches. That would be, you can't quote. So now let's dive into some of the features. We already talked about the stitch modes. How many stitch modes does it come with?
Well, it comes with regulated, precise, which when you stop, the machine stops. Regulated cruise, they're both regulated, so you have the stitch regulated. Or if you stop, the machine is still stitching. You have a based mode and also manual mode. A lot of quilters like to use their machines in manual mode as well. So you get all of those different modes to quilt with. And we could just show you how easily they work. Okay. So
right now we're doing precise.
And I'm just pulling my thread up.
And we're doing 10 stitches per inch. And what's nice about, again, on the button on the handlebars, you can adjust your stitches per inch. So right now we're at 10. And if you want to go 11 or 12,
go 11 or 12,
she's just simply doing it by the push of the button on the handlebar. So now we're doing 13. So go ahead and fire this.
So I'm just going to turn it on, and this is regulated precise. If I stop, the needle's going to stop.
Yeah.
If I keep moving, and then I can turn my stitches down.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, wonderful stitch.
It does have beautiful stitching. Now let's change it. Okay, I'm going to put my speed back up.
Let's do it.
And I am just going to change it here with my buttons, and I'm going to just pop over to cruise. Well, I always use the wrong button. And then I'm going to.
So right now she's doing cruise, and so you'll notice when she does cruise, when we start it, the needle will go up and down from the very beginning.
Right. It doesn't stop moving. It keeps going up and down. So if you hold it in one place too long, you're going to get a little nest. This is a good mode when you're quilting curves or have a curvy design. I like to use this mode when I'm stippling.
Yes. Not sure if you all heard that, but what she was saying with cruise cruise mode is nice when you're doing curves. Stippling allows you to get around those curves while the needle continues to go up and down. Because on precise, if you go slow and around those curves, it's so precise that the needle will just kind of hesitate.
It kind of hesitates. Yes.
All right. So now we have gone over the stitch mode. So we have, again, precise, cruise, base, and manual. Now, manual mode is one that I Carla loves manual mode,
I
and
do.
that's probably because, I don't know, she could be a speed demon. It's like pedal to the metal kind of
manual mode
filter.
takes it out of stitch regulation, and it's a little smoother feel. I just like a manual. If I'm drawing or tracing, a lot of quilters will use manual mode. So just try the different modes and see which one you like, and you may like them for particular items. Like for stippling, I like crews. If I am quilting a design that comes into a point, I will use regulated precise. But if I am tracing something, I like manual. And I'm just going to go into manual here.
What's nice about manual is you can use the full speed of the machine, right? And so by default, it comes up at 20%. So that's what 20% is.
But it's taking it out of stitch regulation.
And she
so
can
I can
increase
increase
that.
my speed.
Just by the push of the button on the handlebar, you're increasing it.
Right. And then you just start moving however you like to move. And it just, man, I could do this all day.
All day.
So I'll stop.
So the machine itself, going back to the question I proposed earlier, from a domestic to a long arm, you know, we talked about, again, that scared effect or being intimidation, or you're intimidated by it, and you don't have to. Simply, when you plug the machine in, the controls are your handlebars.
Right.
So if you want to increase the speed or decrease the speed, you want to change it from one stitch mode to another, it is all done by your thumbs.
Right.
Which makes it easy.
And if you want to take it out of stitch regulation or keep it in stitch regulation, you have different modes, various modes to quilt with. And so try them all.
Absolutely. Do you have any questions right now that we could answer?
Okay.
Okay. So now let's move on to pretty much, well, let's talk about another feature that it has is a bobbin winder.
Right.
Right. There's a bobbin winder on top of the machine, and it is separate from the motor of the machine. So you don't actually need the machine running in order for you to wind the bobbin. You can do it while you're stitching. You can do it before you're stitching, and it will give you enough time to kind of fill up all your bobbins before your nice big project.
Right. And some quilts will require more bobbins or less bobbins. It just depends on the size of the quilt. So.
And the other thing we did was we put the threading right up to the side.
Right. And you have a dual thread stand, so this can be for your bobbin, or if you're changing different colors throughout your quilt, this is a really nice side. This is the side that you'd use to quickly swap the colors.
Absolutely. All right, so
I just going to show you the difference between the throat space.
Yeah.
You want to pull the 19 forward?
Let's do that.
Yeah, so you're going to get that little extra, and you know that little extra goes a long way, and for only $500 more, my gosh, that is an excellent deal.
It is phenomenal. So with the 21 inches, Carla, the amount, obviously we know the 21 inches, what it does, right? From the domestic machine, or even those who have maybe a 14 or 12 inch machine, that extra throat space is huge, especially how much like quilt you can cover.
Right. So you don't have to roll it quite as often.
You don't have to roll quite as often, exactly. Okay. So between it being very user-friendly, easy to use and maintain, let's talk about maybe maintaining the machine and servicing the machine. But first, let's see if there's any questions we could answer. Jarek, is there any questions? He's going to pop them on the screen, or he can just yell them. Okay. So what's the difference between the Continuum and the King frame?
One's a wooden one, and one's a steel one.
Yes. The Continuum is the name of the frame. And I don't know, it could be, the King. We did have a Gracie King that was a wooden frame. But the Continuum is just the name of the frame that you could do a queen, a king version of the quilt, or even down smaller to a crib and smaller. You
could add to it. The Gracie queen or king, you really couldn't add it to make it a 12-foot frame. It was either a queen or a king. This one, you can actually make it from an 8-foot frame to a 12-foot frame by adding sections to it.
All right, another question. I understand the tablet for automation doesn't come with it, but it does come with the tablet stand.
Yes.
So
it kind of does.
Yeah, and we'll get into that. We'll dive into that automation question. So Linda, we'll come back to that question. Because we will talk about the automation. It's the screen that you can see right up here. We'll talk a little bit about it before we
as an accessory.
Before we close, as an accessory. All right, another question. Are there extra bobbins?
Yes, there are extra bobbins that you get with the machine, and extra needles and samples.
Yep. And they are the M class bobbin.
They are the larger class bobbin, which lasts longer.
Yes.
And very nice.
Yep. Wonderful. Another question.
One more.
Can a second screen be purchased so we don't have to move it from front to back of the machine?
Absolutely.
Great question. Yes.
Yes, that's an accessory that if you call our 800 number, yes, they'll be available and you can purchase that.
Yep, exactly. And we'll get into some of these accessories, right? We have rear handles we can talk about, laser, pattern perfect, automation. So we'll get into that.
Thank you, Louise. That's
Montreal.
awesome.
Yeah. She has a 21. Love it. Thank you. Thank you, Louise. Okay.
Okay.
So now maintenance.
Oh, okay.
Right. Let's talk about maintenance. That's, I think, another one of those scary topics.
You're
like
right.
who maintains it and how long do I need to maintain it for, or what goes out. Let's talk a little about the machine and the maintaining of it.
Right. You just need to oil it like you would your regular domestic machine. Now, if you haven't oiled your domestic machine, which I know you probably have,
yes,
you need to right now.
Do it.
Actually, you just oil your hook assembly, and you will oil that the most often. There are places that you will oil the machine, but you don't have to oil them quite as often, because Mark's going to explain a little bit about the inside of it and how we have sealed bearings and how it's manufactured to last a long time.
Absolutely. And the oiling bit, that's a hard word to say, oiling bit. So what Carl was saying was when we designed our machine, we knew that we were going to ship this all around the world. We knew that we were going to ship it anywhere that a quilter would want to go big, right? Go big or go home.
Right.
I'm just kidding. But with that, we know that there's going to be some customers who may not be next to a dealer, or if they're out of the country, for example, for you to be able to maintain the machine easy and safe.
Right.
And so designing the machine, we absolutely were thinking about these types of scenarios, knowing that if the machine was outside of a dealer network, or do we have to ship it back to the Grace Company, within the walls of your own home, you can maintain the machine easy. We have tutorials, we have a support team here at Grace Company, instructions, but the machine itself, what allows that to happen is the inside of the machine. What we did was we have sealed ball bearing, and what the ball bearing means is the moving parts inside the machine, they are basically staying oiled, right? They're not drying up, so they won't dry up on you as they're moving. So you will never have to worry about opening the machine for that purpose. And then the sealed part allows it to not constantly get the lint and other small things that can potentially drive up on the machine.
Yes.
So
there's a lot of lint in quilting at times because you're batting and stuff, but it's just very easy to maintain. But keep it oiled and you'll be good to go.
Exactly. Just like your vehicle, right? You maintain it by oiling it. There's that word again. And you'll last a very long time.
I want to say another thing. Keep it oiled, but also wipe it down. The lint can get tracked on the wheels and build up. So if you'll just take a damp cloth and wipe down your wheels and your tracks on your frame to keep that lint free, every time you put on a quilt or every time you take it off, you won't have that buildup, and it won't get tracked down into the tracks, and also you won't get the buildup on the wheels as well. So make sure that that's part of your maintaining of the frame. Is a very important part.
That's a very good point. Okay, we have a couple questions.
Okay.
All right, we have some questions now. This is good. This is, again, why we do live video. We like to be able to have all these questions, so please continue to ask them.
Yes, you can use pre-wound bobbins. Good question. In fact, we started selling some.
Yes, we did. And then another one was from Deborah. Do the accessories from the 15 fit the 21?
Only the rear handles, and that is it.
Yeah, the rear handles. And I guess the screen, they have the screen with it too.
Yes,
so the screen.
Yep. But the bracket for the screen is a little different. So
perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Again, remind you guys to put these questions in. So thank you for all the questions. All right. So now that we talked about maintaining it, we talked about servicing it.
Automation, so.
We talked about the handlebars,
Right.
how easy it is. Really, it's that easy that there's not a lot of things that can go wrong with it, right?
No.
Okay. So now let's look at the automation bit. So this is an accessory that's on you see the screen. So going back to the question that we asked earlier about the machine being, or has it come with the screen?
Right.
So
it comes with this screen right here.
It comes with that screen, yes. So it doesn't come with a screen for the automation for many reasons, but one in particular, we know that a lot of the users already have a Windows tablet that they can already use. It's not a problem. But for the most part, the tablet that is being used, you can find at a very inexpensive price. And so the price driven from the automation allows you to get the tablet that you want instead of getting some, I'll be honest with you, not so good tablet that would come with it. Yeah, we want you to choose.
Yeah. Yes. And then you're allowed to put it on 3 different devices, which a lot of companies don't allow you to do. So you could put it on your laptop at home, or you can put it on your main computer at home and use it there as well. So there are some real advantages to going out and purchasing your own tablet and not being restricted to what comes with other automations.
With the price being $500 more than the 19, making it $6,000, you can accessorize your machine at a very low cost. So not only can you get your rear handles or a laser or a ruler base, pattern perfect set, but you could also add automation at a very, very low price.
What is the beginnings price? So
the beginnings is normally $44.99, and the pro version of the automation is $59.99. So let's just say $6,000. Right.
And you can go to our website and check out the differences between the two, or call, and one of the sales reps would be happy to talk to you about
Absolutely. So with the automation, we have the 2 versions that could go on to the 21. And I know for a lot of the quilters, free motion is fun, right? Or it can be scary. Some people, they want to be able to push a button and have a quilt. And what a wonderful accessory it is on the 21, especially with a larger throat. You can do a lot of your pantographs, single blocks, and finish your quilt in no time.
You can really customize a quilt as much as you want, or you can quilt the same design all the way across and down, which is called edge-to-edge quilting, and it's really quick, very easy to quilt.
Absolutely. Is there any question? I see Linda has a question. Will the automation be going on sale soon? Anytime?
I don't know, Nathan. Will the automation be going on sale soon?
It will be, yeah.
He just got a big old grin on his face, so yeah.
It will be going on sale next month, and it's actually going to be on sale next month with purchase of the machine. You even get a better price if you purchase it with a machine. But this month the machine's on sale.
Yeah, so get the machine. It's a good price.
Yes, absolutely. All right, another question. Is the Pro automation easier to use than the beginning automation? I want to say easier. No, it's the same.
Just a different, it doesn't give you all the features and the bells and whistles that the Pro version does. So check it out online and see the differences and see but you can upgrade. You can start out with the beginnings and then upgrade to the Pro version.
Yes.
So you have a lot of options, and you can grow your quilting system as you want and as your budget allows.
Absolutely. One of the major differences between beginnings and Pro is the design element. That is actually built into the Pro version. So design your own patterns, record your own patterns.
Which is really fun too.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And so the process of it, both are the same. One's not easier than the other. All right, the other question, is there an ETA for the backorder 21 Pro? Great question. So we're looking about 2 to 4 weeks on that. Then we'll be able to ship out. So great question.
They are coming in and we're shipping them out. So.
All right. That's another question. When will the pre-wound bobbins be available?
They are available.
Yes.
So give us a call.
Yep. Good question, Deborah.
They're awesome, by the way.
All right. Do you have any other questions that we want to get to? Doesn't look like it. If we do, they'll pop up on the screen, which makes it easier for Carla and I to answer those questions. So again, these live videos allows you to do these types of questions. So please don't hesitate to ask them.
And lets you have the opportunity to actually see.
Yes. All right. So Jill, is there any couching?
There are.
Yes. So
Comes
let's talk
in a
about the feet.
9-piece set. Yeah. It's very exciting. This 9-piece feet allow you to quilt and use different couching feet for the 3 different sizes. It gives you 3 different echo feet. It also gives you a couple of ruler feet and a spoon foot, which glides across your seams easily. So yeah, it's a set worth looking at as well, or you can call. You can check it out online or call us.
Absolutely, and they're a great price with all the
and couching is a lot of fun. If you haven't ever done it, you need to try it because it just enhances your quilt and it just makes it even that much more beautiful. So
absolutely. Do you have any other questions before we move on to a couple other things? Let's see. I don't see the 9-piece set on the website. Linda, it should be there.
It should be there.
Yep. Go to the shop. If you go to the store on there, you'll see the 9-piece set. You could also go under the accessories on the shop too. There's quilting accessories, and you'll see the 9-piece as well as the 3-piece and 4-piece.
Yeah. Okay. And there's also another foot set. It's a 4-piece foot set for the 21. It comes with a ruler foot, which has a higher shaft to glide along the rulers. It also comes with another foot that I really like. I like the ruler foot too. So, I mean, I'm really a hard sell on anything. It comes with the micro stipple foot, which allows you to get in there and sew really nice little small stitches around an applique or a block that you really want to enhance. And then it comes with an open toe that helps you go back over your stitches and keep you just right in line with them. So you're not trailing off.
Absolutely. So one of the questions I saw pop up was talking about our blue quilt clips.
Oh, okay.
So let's talk about the blue quilt clips. They're just an easy, I want to say fun accessory, but it makes your process a little easier. Yes. So what do they do? Oh,
they just help your tension, number one, but they also allow it so you don't have to roll your top on this pole here or your batting. You're just floating your fabric, your top, and you're rolling your backing. So you always roll your backing up, but these two is this is what we call floating, and you can just let them lay across it, and these clamp over it so that you keep them nice and steady in your tension.
That's right. That comes 4 into a pack.
Right.
So
4
plenty of them for the whole,
for
the whole frame, and they just pop right on. You saw, I don't know if you probably noticed me already take it off. So they just pop right on, and you can just take them right off. Very, very simple.
Right.
Okay. So I mean, geez.
Right.
So our 21, not only is it on sale for $500 more than 19, so $6,000, but there are just so many accessories that you can do to make your quilting easier.
It just makes quilting more fun.
Yes.
So, there is a ruler base that you can use, and it just clamps around the throat or the arm of the machine, and it's like a table, and then you can hold your rulers on there and use the ruler foot. And ruler work also very, very fun.
Yep, ruler work's very fun. So between the ruler base, all the feet attachments, right?
The
rear handles with the screen,
the laser that you can add to follow pantographs, or the automation, the cream of the crop here.
That's right. The automation kind of subs all that into one, right?
Right.
Because you can do ruler, you can add all that into the automation. The laser bit is pretty fascinating because you could actually do that from the front of your machine or the back.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, for example, like my wife, her quilting frame is wall to wall, so she cannot.
So mine.
Yeah. So she cannot go on the side. I tell her sometimes you could probably crawl underneath, but no, we don't want to do that. So with hers being side to side, she could actually just get the laser and put any paper patterns right in front.
Here, or just right over here to the side if you're quilting a block.
Yep. The laser head swivels, so you can actually point that laser down where you want it.
And you can plug it in the front or the back.
Yep. That's what makes it universal. So if you can fit back there, it's nice having it back there because you do have the table support, the tabletops on the Continuum frame. So your laser can attach to the rear handles, and you can work from behind the machine, or you can work from the front of the machine. So, all right. Do you have any quick last questions here?
We do have some rulers, and Leah Day rulers, and she has done a wonderful job. She also has videos on those as well, and so check them out on our website under the accessory page. They are fun and very easy to use. So
how many rulers do we have?
Oh,
I think we have
1, 2,
9,
3, 4, 5, 6. I think about 8.
8.
Mm-hmm.
So plenty of options for them. Absolutely.
Don't quote me on that 8, okay?
Here's a great one I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, that's another question.
We'll answer. This is one we're looking into. I'd like to say that we accepted or looking for information.
So will Grace ever sell glide foot without having to buy the foot kit? So
we're checking into that. We'll see if we have that option available down the road.
Yeah, it's a question we get asked.
Right, all the time.
All the time. So yeah, absolutely. Because of all the people asking that, we are considering. I mean, we are really looking into making that available. Great question. Any other questions? We're looking, and again, thank you for all the questions. Again, that's why we like doing live. These questions come in, and if we miss any, then we'll make sure we can get to those when we are done.
And feel free to call, please. We have these great sales reps that can help you and talk to you about upgrading your system, moving into a new machine, getting a nicer frame. So yeah, give us a call.
All right. About the Fantastic Fall Festival too as well.
Yeah. All right. So let's turn it over to Nathan.
So Nathan, yes.
Oh, let's do this.
There he is.
There you go. Split screen.
All right. I'm gonna quickly come on here, and we hope that everybody's hearing me. Is everybody hearing me okay? Bryant, we get thumbs up. We're good to go. Good. I'm a little late in coming here, but I really wanted Mark and Carla to be able to share, which they've done a fantastic job. Thank you, Carla and Mark, for spending all your time. You know, we have several people that have joined us, several different states. I'm thinking we probably have a couple international people as well. Thank you very much for supporting us on this. We're going to continue to have string of information. Now, one thing we did put out as a quick tip piece that was there is going to be an announcement. And I'm going to share a little bit about that announcement, a high-level review. And so maybe I'm seeing some hands already kind of moving. Mark's kind of shaking his hand. Let's do this. So I think Carla's kind of low to the side. There we go. There we all are back in view here. But Grace Company, one thing that we're looking for is this fall, is there another way to engage with our customers? We know, and we continue to get asked the question on content. In education, outside of that, we really tried to do a good job at listening. Carla mentioned about the glide foot, and Mark did, and we hear this, and we are working eagerly to make sure that those type of things that you ask and you request, that we can't help fulfill them. I love talking about Grace Company. I'm very passionate because literally everything that we have done as a business has come from you, the users, and your requests and your experiences. And so we are just super grateful for that. And continuously hearing about that, what we put together is we have put together literally a full week that is coming. And we have a fantastic fall festival is what we're calling it, that we're putting on. And that is a completely digital live video streaming. And it will actually start, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this every Tuesday. So next Tuesday at 1 o'clock, we're going to do another product review on some other things. We also are going to be opening today the registration page. And what we're looking to do is we are giving away, and I want to be careful on how this is said, but I think Chris brought the numbers together, and so don't quote me, but I think we're giving away in over $30,000 of goods. One of the big prizes we're going to give away at the end is a full system, a Continuum frame with a 19-inch machine, the Pro automation, light bar, and everything as one of those things. And so if you register, your name goes into the hat to be drawn, or potentially one of those people to be drawn as a winner. So this fantastic fall festival, what you're going to do, if you decide to register today, please continue to follow up. We'll put some links down in the comments, and at graceframe.com, we will make that registration page live today. And again, you'll see some other things that we'll continue to talk about, but we have a panel discussion. We've got some international educators. We have one of our ambassadors from Australia, Liziane, who will be joining us. Leah Day has a series of classes. Carla will be doing some classes. We have others that have been so gratefully willing to help contribute to this process. It's a free event that we'll put on, and it will start heavily on the 4th week in October. And let me look at this exact date for you.
Nathan, can you register more than once?
So the question is, I guess she's asking if we can register more than once. No, just the one registration. However, keep looking back, because we will provide other ways of getting additional entries, like sharing this with a friend, following us on Facebook, and doing some of these things in order to build this out. We think that this is great for anybody, whether you're fully a quilter or not. We are going to do a lot of different things that pertain to this 4-week period of time. And so, the date, international customers can participate. I'm going to say we will honor those internationally. I will say that we will fulfill anybody who wants to submit to participate in this. We will take care of the shipping on getting these prizes out to those international. So October 20th will be our first full streaming day, and that goes live, and we will stream for a little over 6 hours. That we have content, again, from several different individuals on each one of these days every Tuesday. So October 20th, October 27th. Then we move to November 3rd, and then our last full streaming day will be on November 6th. And so I would encourage you, again, to be looking for more information. We're just super excited. Again, we will continue to do weekly prizes until then. So this week, I think what we're going to do, anybody who registers this week, they'll have a chance to be drawn next Tuesday. We're doing a 4-pack bundle of threads, and then we're going to do one of our true sharps, or our electric sharpeners that yes, they really do sharpen your rotary blades, brings them back to a near factory edge, and it does work with pretty much most of the blades out there. So that's going to be one of the first drawings. But we also have different types of things like hoop frames. I think that's one of the big ones that we're going to do. We've done a couple webinars and some streaming videos on that hoop frame, how you can use your domestic machine. That's one of our first big ones we're also doing. I think we're doing that with the 15. We're doing the 19 combo amongst many other things. So again, I'm just going to kind of put this down, letting you know that there will be more to come. We are starting today for the live registration. So we're going to encourage you to go out, share it with a friend, invite others to come in. And I maybe will kind of turn this back over to Mark and Carla for a brief minute to kind of share their thoughts on this, as we've looked at plenty. It's taken a lot of effort, and we're really excited about having everybody participate. Again, it's really free for anybody that registers, and then we'll have live content on all those days for people to come and participate with in many different ways. So Carla and Mark.
Field, and it's not just going to be it's going to be fun, and it's going to be very interactive, and we look forward to this. Is all new for us, and we're very excited.
Lots of giveaways,
right? Lots of giveaways,
lots of interaction. We love when we go to shows, we get to interact with the customers, right? We get to interact with you when you go to shows, but unfortunately those are not happening this year. So this is a way that we want to interact with you. So please, get on there for those live day events, because there's a way for us. We can't see you, but the questions you ask, and for us to be able to share our product is what we love to do. And so it's going to be fun. We're going to make it exciting. And that over $30,000 giveaway, I'll tell you what, that right there is worth its weight in gold to attend. So we're excited. But Carla,
last but not least, our 21. Yes. Make sure that you call for more information. If you have any more questions, you're concerned about if you want to trade up, trade in, give us a call, or call your dealer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Overall, from the product that we make for you, the experience that we want out of the box is our key focus. And so quality control is our main concern. Easy setup is another thing. I saw some comments with setup. So easy to set up. Sure, it does take some time, but
it does.
It's easy. It's like 3 hours of easy. It's not like a headache.
Even with automation and the frame and stuff. It's not hard to do. You just follow the nice instructions that we have included.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we're excited. Is there any last minute questions that we can answer? Let's do this.
So I'll just come back on again. From my perspective, I did like this one comment I just wanted to share, and I'm pretty sure everybody might fit into this category. Mark and Carl, you can just too. It says, I was disappointed the quilt shows have been canceled. I think this is the case for everybody. This will be my funny plight, and I say this because it's reality, by the way. So I just want to mention this now. I'm pretty sure if I were to ask everybody here who's streaming, yourselves or your friends. Put your hands up if by chance there was a missed opportunity that came up with a vacation or travel that you normally. I think everybody, we put our hands. I know I did personally. Now, what we have found, and this has been done statistically, you probably will see reports on this, and then we are seeing this ourselves as well, is that there's been this money that would have been used that's kind of sitting there in savings. We've seen a lot of people doing home remodeling or buying big appliances. One of the funny things I kind of shared with one of our international parties, I said, hey, you ought to let your customers know. And it's kind of it's a sad, but it's a true thing, you know, with the environment now, because we haven't had a chance to go on these vacations. I was saying, hey, let them know that they should bring the vacation home to them. You know, go ahead and get a system, bring it in, find it in the love and the joy that comes by quilting and giving of those quilts and completing. You know, again, how many UFOs, how many unfinished objects do you have out there? You know, is it 5? Is it 10? There's a lot.
I'm not raising my hand on that one.
Carla says she's not raising her hand on that one, but we know there's a lot of them. So we are hoping that, understanding the circumstances and the situations, you know, we would love to be able to have those conversations with you. And, you know, if there's a chance and you need, because you're missing a show, to find out more, we like to consider ourselves as a kind of a consultant. We do a lot of products for a lot of different manufacturers. And I would love to say that we're unbiased. Yes, we do have ours, and we're very, we play favorites with our products a little bit. Of course we would. But if you just have some questions, in fact, I think throughout the next week, not the next week, but in the next month and a half, we're going to have a few other live things that talk about just frames as a whole. Like, why would I consider what's some of the variations between hoop frame or an 8-foot or a 10 or a 12, and things to consider. The same with machines, the domestic machine to a mid arm and a long arm. So hopefully you're going to see that we're going to help answer some of those questions. I know it's not the same as putting your hands on them, but I think if you're available to come back and view this and then call our account executives, we can talk through some of the variations between the systems and machines that would at least give you some insight as you're continuing to do your search online of why might you want to go a particular direction or not. And I like to say that because one of the best things about this industry and working with everybody like you, we all do this because we love it. I know if you're making a quilt, I've been a recipient of some quilts I've been very fortunate to receive. They're given out of love. And, you know, I know Luella, we've had in here recently this week, we did an automation class. And I think Carla, catch me if I'm wrong, but I think she mentioned she's dropped off 60 as part of her thing, and just, you know, a warm, full heart, wonderful story about what she's trying to do to help out with the local group on that. But where I'm going is, you know, we don't ever feel that we have to sell a machine. What we look for is a relationship and a way of hopefully pairing you with a tool that's going to get you started correctly, and help you out with what that can be. I always like to tease, the first and foremost we always talk about is how big is our space. Number 2 tends to be what we're looking at with our machines. If there's a space, so how big are your projects? And then I always like to throw in, third kind of becomes the budget. You know, do we start with our domestic machine, or are there other options that you can find? Right now, Mark and Carla have talked about the fantastic price on the 19. Now you can couple that with the frame, but the head only is on sale for $5,500. And that 21-inch machine, best price we've had with that, you're seeing $6,000. So again, we're trying to make those things a little more affordable for you. So again, I'm going to go back one last time here to Mark and Carla. Again, thank you everybody for joining us. We really do appreciate your insights, your feedback. We are taking notes on the things you're asking for. And again, that's been one of the best ways for us to grow our businesses, to put those things out there that you need. So thanks. We'll go back to Carla and Mark here to finish up.
All right, wonderful. Well, we've enjoyed talking about our products to you, and we enjoyed all the questions. I know there are some that we didn't get to. We'll try hard to get to all those questions. But follow us, right? Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Anywhere there's Grace product, you know, we'll be happy to see you there. So thank you for viewing.
Thank you, everyone.
And we will catch you next time.
Appreciate all you do for us. Thank you.